Hello fellow gardeners. Today I want to talk about the Ctenanthe. These are beautiful plants, they're prayer plants. Now the thing is that why I'm doing this today is I had a whole load of Ctenanthes, the prayer plant, in an area in my garden, and I decided I don't need it anymore, I want to redo that patch. So then as I was working, I thought, let's talk about it because they are great ground covers. So this tricolor one, which I really do love. Now the thing about this is that if it does get too much sun, it does turn green, too much photosynthesis. But this is another of my collection. Look at this one. All those geometric designs, I think they're so beautiful, and they do grow quite tall. I mean, this is about maybe 2-3 feet, but the ones I have in the borders is that they do grow quite tall, and also because of the light situation. But I do use them a lot around the house and also along the borders. Now this is my other one. Look at this. This is a very light green. Look at the color. And once again, you do see all these lovely prints on the leaves, and it just makes your garden a bit more interesting. The most amazing thing about these Ctenanthes is that they're the same family as the Calathea. Well, basically, the same family, same species. And you see, the thing is that the beauty about it's fascinating because they open up their leaves during the morning and absorb all that beautiful light. And then as the sun goes down, they start closing up. This is a sort of protection for them because during the day, okay, it needs all that light to photosynthesis and everything. But during the night, it closes up so it doesn't lose the moisture. So let's find out how to propagate this beautiful plant so that you also can have lots and lots of Ctenanthes. My name is Alice and I'm the Red Soil Gardener. Now the thing is that as we walked around, we noticed that some of these plants, the prayer plants, had actually closed. Now if we look at the time, it's about 5 o'clock Kenyan time. Basically the sun is going down. I think our sunset goes down around 6:30, 6:45. But also the problem is, because I have them as outdoor plants, is that it's actually quite dry at the moment. So we're not also watering the plants as much as we should do because we haven't had rains for a long time. So that's why they come out in the morning and open their leaves. But then as they get dehydrated, they close up quite early. The other thing is they do flower. And I've been sort of trying to look for flowers of the prayer plant, and they're really funny flowers because even with their rooting is that they have this very furry texture, but they do flower, but their flowers are not as attractive as other plants. Everything about this plant is very different from the notes that we learned in the past, and also it is a different looking plant. So this is what would be submerged in the soil. It's rooting, this is the rooting, and the rooting is actually a rhizome. Now what happens is, as the plant grows, this is where all the leaves come from. So it forms this node, and from that is where you get the shooting of your leaves. So what happens is that when you're doing a propagation, you could actually use the rhizomes, as in the case here, when I was uprooting. This is what the rhizome looks like, and this is what's under the ground. So as we see here, this is the mother rhizome, the mother plant with this big stem, and out of it, this is where the babies are, these rhizomes, and they form from here. So if I remove that one, that will actually form a prayer plant, one prayer plant. So within here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's broken rhizome, but I can make, and 5. I can actually use this for propagation purposes, especially as I'm going to use these plants in a different area in my garden. So that is the rhizome. So I'm going to put that aside. And so we're looking at propagation. We're looking at propagation using the node for a water propagation to start. Once I do a water propagation and get my roots, then I transplant that into soil. The other type of propagation that one can do is actually just work with the node and simply just put that node in the pot. So let's start from here. I had done a few weeks ago, I had done a propagation here of all these varieties, and I would like to show you what happened and how I did it. So basically what I did is I took, let's say, a plant like this, and I looked for the node, which is quite simple. So I go 2 inches below the node. So this is what I worked with, and this is what I use for propagation purposes. So what I did is I simply removed some of these leaves and just simply took it and placed it in water, just making sure that the node is submerged. Now the result of that is I got rooting from the node. So I'm going to put this back in the water and wait for that to develop. And again, with the variegated one, I did exactly the same. I put it in water, submerged the node, and again, here's my rooting. So now when we look at this is, in order for me to get a plant, all I'll need to do is actually just put this in soil. I've already got a rooting and it's going to get stronger. So I'm going to put it in my soil, and then just wait for it to get its baby sprouts. And I can either decide to use it inside the house, because a lot of people do have these plants inside the house. You can also use them as an indoor plant. So I'm going to just take that here. And you see, the thing is that what you could do is, like, I'm going to plant both of these varieties in one pot, but in the end I can see which is the strongest, or I just have them together. So you have a variegated with this lovely green foliage together, and it could look actually quite attractive. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just go underneath. I've already moistened it, and this is what these rainforest babies like, is just really nice and moist, because it's basically the environment of the rainforest that we're giving them. And I'll plant this one just behind it, just to make sure all the roots are under. And so there we go. So basically here are my 2 prayer plants. They will grow, they will interact with each other, and I will have 2 different varieties together, and let's see how it works out. So what I want to do is I want to just remove these, which I'll plant in my garden. I'd like to plant them in this pot just to see, because I've never worked with these plants, but just to see how they grow. So I've taken one which is got a stem and is soon going to shoot out. I have these rhizomes, and I'm just interested to see what happens, and I will put it on social media, on Instagram, and we can follow the progress. Okay, I'm just going to lie them sort of horizontal. And then this one, I'm going to just dig it in the soil and just lovely cover it. I'd like to find out what happens with this, and we will follow it, because I have never worked with this plant and I've never seen its rhizomes. And I think once we understand it together, we know we're good to go. But other than that, when I'm planting, moving all my prayer plants, which I've removed, and moving it to the borders because they do get quite tall. So I always have them along the borders. Is once they're there, is I'm going to just do the normal method, which is take the node, and as we go along, we're going to stick those nodes in the soil and wait for the propagation and keep watering it and waiting for the propagation to actually sprout. But this I am actually very interested in. So there we go, fellow gardeners. Thank you so much for joining me in my channel. Don't forget to like and to share, and don't forget to subscribe also and invite your friends. Don't forget to press that notification button so you'll always be notified. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.